Hello everyone and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips to meet your specific need. So if you're new to this channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial. So today we are actually going to be introducing you to a top number one strategy that you can actually use to predict both teams to score matches of the day. And of course, in this tutorial, we are going to be using FST betting app to show you how you can effectively come out with the best match prediction pick when it concerns both teams to score. To begin with, the first thing you actually want to do is to locate your Play Store, as in my case here, and click on it directly. Inside of your Play Store, just make sure that at the top navigation of this search here, make sure to type FS Tip app as you have seen here and click on search. Once you do that, you are going to be displayed with this app that looks like this, as you can see here. It looks like this from the inside, and once you are sure that this is actually the app, then please make sure to go ahead to install it if this is your first time. Once the installation has been completed, the next step you actually want to do is to come to this area that says open and click on it directly. Once you do that, you are actually going to be displayed with a front page that actually looks like this. The next step you actually want to take is to make sure to locate this three stripe that you can see here. Click on it directly and come to this area that says predictions and click on it directly. Once you do that, you are actually going to be taken to the front page that looks like this. Since we are dealing with both teams to score match predictions, what we want to do is to locate this area that says both teams to score, as you can see here, and click on it directly. Once you do that, you'll be displayed with another page that actually looks like this. So once you are on this page, you are going to see this area here that says tip, and you actually want to look on this line, as you can see here. You can see no, you can see no, and of course you can actually see no, yes, no, yes. Our focus here is to actually draw a specific line of odds for you to consider when it comes to both teams to score match picks. For the odd range, we actually want to look at the odd range of between 1.10 to 1.50 as maximum for both teams to score to be yes. As in the first case, you can see yes here, but for the both teams to score, the odd range is 1.91, which is already above 1.50, since our odd line of range is 1.10 to 1.50. So we are not going to consider this because it is already above 1.50. We are going to move to the next, where we are actually going to see yes, as in this case. The odd range here is 1.50, which actually meets our need. Once we locate a game that has both teams to score as yes, with the odd range that is between 1.10 to 1.50, as in this case, make sure to click on the match directly. In this case, what I want to do is to click on this match in the Australia A-League directly. Once you do that, you are actually going to be taken to a next page that actually looks like this, as you can see here. The next step is actually to find this area that says full match statistics and click on it directly. Once you do that, you are actually going to be navigated to a new page that actually looks like this. The first step you want to do is to make sure to come down to this area that says filter by, as you can see here. Make sure to switch from 10 to 5, as you can see here, and select 5. Once you do that, you're actually going to be displayed with another options, as you can see below here. The very important part of this tutorial is actually in this area that says main statistics, as you can see here. Once you locate main statistics, make sure to scroll down this area where you are actually going to find this area between the two games. And of course, you are going to see something that says goal scored per game and goal conceded per game. This area is very important because if you miss this area, you will not actually catch it right. Here, make sure that the goals scored per game for each of these teams must be greater than 1.75. In this case, for Adelaide United, which is the home team, the goals scored per game is 1.80, as you can see here, which is already above 1.75. And for the away team, it is 2.0, which is still above 1.75. So it has actually passed the first test. In the second test, for goal conceded per game, please make sure that each of the team must actually have average goal conceded per game of above 1.10. When it is above 1.10, it means that the team is not very defensive. Because if a team is very defensive, like between 0.10 to 0.5, then of course it will be very difficult for that team to concede, which will actually not make it possible for its opponent to score, since we are dealing with both teams to score. So you must be assured and checked that the goal considered per game for at least for all or each of these teams must be greater than 1.10. In this case, we have that for the home team as 1.40, which is already above 1.10, and its opponent is 1.20, which is already above 1.10. So it has actually passed the second test. Next, you want to do is to scroll down to come to this area that actually says both team to score, as you can see here. Once you are actually on both team to score, make sure to locate the area that actually says, you can see it here, both team to score. You are going to see this area that says both team to score here in this case. Please make sure that in the both team to score, at least one of the team must have a percentage greater than 50. In this case, we have the home team as Adelaide United having 60%, which is above 50. Now, what you want to do as a next step is actually to go right down here of this list to locate the team table or the standing table and make sure that these two teams are actually in good form. One very important aspect here is to make sure that between the two teams that are actually playing, none of these two teams are actually in the relegation. In other words, they are not in the last three. If we look at this table, the last three is actually here. You can see 1, 2, and 3, and these two teams are not in the last three. In other words, none of the two are actually in the relegation. They are actually in position 2 and 3 of the league table. You can see that for Central Coast, they have actually played 26 games, 13 wins, 55 goals scored, and 35 goals conceived, as compared to the opponent that has played 26 games with 11 wins, 53 goals have been scored, and 46 goals have been conceived. Once this has actually passed all of the tests, then the possibility of an over or both team to score is actually a very big possibility. You can see that this is actually true by checking right at the top of this table. You are going to see that these two teams has already played, and we have a full-time score of 1:2, which actually means that both teams have actually scored. I will now move ahead to show you an example of what not to consider when it comes to both teams to score. I will go back one step behind and make sure that as we are here, I want to scroll right down here and locate one of the team, like in the Switzerland Superliga. As you can see here, this game that actually says both team to score, it is yes, and of course it is still between our line of range, which is 1.50, which if you were to choose, you will actually pick this because it meets our line of range 1.50, which is between 1.10 and maximum 1.50 as in our case. If you click on it directly, you are going to be taken to the next page, and once you are here, what you want to do is to locate full match statistics and click on it directly. Once you do that, you'll be taken to the next step, and if you see the full score here, you are going to see that this match has actually ended 2:0. In other words, the away team has not scored. But why has this not happened as both team to score? Instead, is 2-0. I will point it out and you are going to see the reason why this has ended so. The next step is to come to this area that says start, as you can see here, and make sure to come to this area that says filter by and choose to switch to 5. Once you do that, make sure to go down and you are going to see main start, and here you are going to see goals scored per game. I've said that for the goals scored per game, make sure that at least one of each of the team, make sure that each of the team must have goals scored per game of above 1.75. You can see that the away team has 1.40, which is lesser than 1.75. That is the reason why it was not able to score. But that of the home team was 2.20, as you can see here, 2.20, which is above 1.75. In other words, the home team met or passed the test. That is why it was able to score 2, but the away team could not be able to score because it did not meet our range of being over or above 1.75. Even though for goal conceded per game, both of these two teams meet the criteria of the fact that at least each of these two teams must have goal conceded of above 1.10 and 1.20, which has passed the test. But the only problem here was the fact that the away team could not meet the test of having average goals scored per game of above 1.75. That is why you can see that it did not end as both teams to score. So this is a top number 1 strategy that you can actually use to find those best match pick when it concerns both teams to score in soccer match predictions. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we post a new video or tutorial. And see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye.